Hello there, and welcome back to another episode of Wingspan. Today, let's do a third-person game today. Have some fun. Okay, so it looks like we're going third right away, so let's look at the bird tray while we wait for our opponents to select their cards. The masked lapwing, that would be nice, just get a burst in food and just get like a second card right away, so we could potentially draw 2 cards or 2 eggs every time we go this. Pine siskin might be good, get something that draws us cards, that way we can ramp up in food quickly. The Indian peafowl, that's a nicer mid-game bird. I don't think it's good right away for 3 food. Does help refill your hands and advance your bird tray 1 forward. But not all too exciting. So it's really these 2 birds I'm excited for the most. The other nice thing about the masked lapwing and the pine siskin for being early birds is it does meet the round 1 end of round goal as well. Okay. Let's see here. The cockatoo is similar to the pine skin, although I prefer the pine skin more because now you're the only one that gains the weak compared to the cockatoo where everyone gains it. Common Iora is great, just being able to lay an egg. Pink-eared duck is good as you can give more useless cards to specific opponents. This card gets a lot better with more and more players, as now there's a better chance that someone is significantly behind that you can be giving that card to. Rook is also kind of nice. It's cheap. And I think with just 3 food, right, nectar's our 3rd food, we can get all these birds going quickly. We can go Common Iora, pink-eared duck, and then Rook, that's nice in case we need to get some points at the end of the game. Right now, all 3 of these birds are kind of... well, not all 3. The duck and the Iora are good value generators. Rook is a nice endgame bird where you can just gain points. Pink-eared duck meets wetland scientist. And Common Iora meets egg clutch. I think wetland scientist is going to be easier to do. So I'm gonna go Common Iora first. Just paying a worm. Didn't really matter if I paid a nectar or a worm. I just like keeping my options open in case I want to draw 2 cards quickly. But I think my next turn is going to be playing the pink-eared duck. Again, no return is not going to be too much. It does look like one of our opponents grabbed the Indian peafowl. So we'll gain an extra card from there, and that would help us potentially save an additional turn. The Rudy duck, that is something I'm actually interested in grabbing. Just being able to look at 2 cards and then discard 1 right away. Very nice. And that extra card could turn into 2 points, potentially with the Rook. Really just having any strong draw engine is great. Yeah, I think the next turn is just going to get the duck and maybe the bittern. The bittern isn't too exciting. The other option is I can also go for the pine's siskin. Just gain an immediate boost in being able to get food. I think I have the draw cards. I think eggs is probably the roughest thing I have. So I'll try going for forest and wetlands. Okay. Giving someone the sunbird just so I gain food seems like a good idea. Let's see here. Rosing starling in forest is an interesting choice. Let's see here. So I could give the sunbird to green, and that would give them an engine where they could kind of control what the bird feeder is every time they run in the grassland engine, and control and you get a better chance of being able to score points off of their worm card. Let me give this to red. Yes. That way we gain the bullfinch. I also do like the bullfinch a lot. The desert wheater is also looking kind of nice. Although I won't be angry if I don't get it. What does help lend more towards rook. Like, I mean, this card directly supports the rook, so that you can gain food from it and then immediately discard it for 2 points. I think for now it's just I'm gonna play birds, get the double nectar, get the egg. And then it'll probably be play the Rudy Duck. Questioning if I should get the peasant cocktail, just because I know one person's probably going for an egg-laying strategy. Yeah, especially after you played a card. Although the horned lark, if I remember correctly, that is... Yeah, it's behind hand. Okay, I'm starting to think that green has ethologist in there for their bonus card just because they have 3 birds of different colors in one habitat. There we go. Get the 2 cards. Wagtail's interesting. Not too excited for it. But it's a decent value generator. I think for now my goal is going to be play the rook, gain the desert wheater. Crested pigeon could be a good endgame bird, just divert a lot. Black drongo's also kind of appealing. Okay. So who has a weaker wetland right now? You know, having a forest engine kind of makes drawing wetlands weaker, so I'm going to try and punish green for not playing any water birds. And red, I'm not scared too much, so let's see here. Yeah, I want to do stuff with my wetlands, so I'll keep the bullet. Okay. I don't want to be tucking cards as much anymore now that the horned lark exists for green. And that just leaves 2 actions left, so I'll probably play a card. And then lay some eggs. Alternatively, I could gain 2 nectar, then play like a 3-cost card. Something like the wedge-tailed eagle. Which would be somewhat nice, just because then I could gain a force column going. I'm guaranteed, not guaranteed, but I'm likely to win this anyways. Let's see here. Black Drongo also is kind of nice. I'm just going to go for that right away, so we need an extra wheat, and then probably we'll want to get the bullfinch going. Actually, I think the bullfinch might be even better, just to gain food quicker. Yeah, I'm going to play the bullfinch next. That way it becomes very hard for the opponents to win. I get some extra points. And here I'm sitting pretty strong going into round 2. I can just lay some eggs every time I go for the force and I'm gaining stuff. Although by the end of this round 2, I do want something where I can do the prairie pretty decently. Okay. So first, I'm gonna try and gain some food. I have a surplus in cards, so I'm fine with discarding stuff. Just gain some extra food. I'll gain the wheat, and then I'll lay an egg. Okay, this gives me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards to work with. probably going to play the two... yeah, I'll go Rook, Black Drongo, and then Wheater, I think is probably how I'll go. Nothing really needs a berry, so I'll use a berry there. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Don't really care for any of the cards up there, so I'm kind of tempted to, when I use the Black Drongo, just reset the bird tray. Again, I'm going to try and save Nectar where I can. Okay, when I lay food... I don't think the gray wagtail does enough for me. I'm good enough for food as is. And then we want to avoid eggs on this bird. Looking at the end of round goal, if we can get bird with eggs from pink-eared duck, that would be nice. The problem is that takes away from my Iora slots. So I'm going to shove eggs there, call it a day, and reset that bird. We now have 4. And I'm going to tuck a card. I guess I'm going to take the wedge-tailed eagle away. It's a 3-cost card, and I don't think I'm going to be spamming any row too much. Ooh, Rudy Shelduck. That is a card. I think I'm getting these two. The Rudy Shelduck, just because I get to look at 10 cards and pick 2 of them for the next 2 rounds, and it's worth 6 points. Also meets this criteria. Yeah. Don't think I need the Flicker. Red-winged Parrot is okay. Robiny Kite, I love to see it. It's not that good, but it is one of my favorite bird cards here. Okay. Who do I need to help out more? This gives worms, and this guy has the common Swift. Please tell me red is not that good. Yeah, I don't think red is doing too hot right now. Okay. As much as no, I don't think I need the red ring parrot at all. I think I'm doing great for food, as I get eggs every time I run here, which helps supplement my need for eggs. This will also gain me extra food. Worst thing about my position right now is I am essentially behind. I cannot take 2 nectar. That is a mistake. I want to take 1 since I'll max out at 3. Let's see here. I do want wheat in exchange, though. What can I give up? I don't think I'll have a crazy amount of wheat at the end of the game. I'll need worms. Set the bird tray. Unfortunate. Lay an egg. And then the show duck. That should help take care of my card draw for a while. Looks like I have a bunch of cards I do want to play anyways. I don't really want to advance the egg column too much. But yeah, I think Rudy Shelduck. Pay my 1 egg. I think paying from the Black Drongo probably is a bit more optimal. And from here, let's see what we get. If I get a play an extra bird, that would be great. None of these are like amazing to see. I guess I'll take the cheaper of the cards. Like me, the Eurasian Eagle Owl's a pretty good card. And then I'll tuck the worst card in the game, in my opinion. Ooh, winning on 2 end of round goals. Not intentional, but not unwelcomed. Here I'll gain some more cards. No. I'm not playing this card. I just don't think I have the time for it. Looks like a lot of things are requiring invertebrates. I'll gain the extra wheat. And then we'll lay an egg for the pink-eared duck. And hopefully we can get at least 3rd place here. Here, let's just play the green magpie. Probably sneak in some more points or more cards. Let's see here. I want to play these 3 cards next. If I can't play this, I would at least want to play you. Which takes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 eggs total. Okay. How much food do I need to play these 3 cards? I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 1, 2. I can get 3, 4, and this could be number 5. The reason why I'm not counting this extra wheat is because only one thing needs wheat. Okay. So getting 3 invertebrates is something that could be useful. I can use a fish to gain another. Ooh, I can gain both fishes, and then you can gain the worm. Take the worm. There's a bird feeder. Deny someone a nectar. Okay. So the nice thing about the bustard is I don't need to play it right away, but it is going to become a 13-point card, which I think for 3 food is a pretty good deal. Anyways, pay for a fish. Try to use every alternate source of eggs, and then I'm going to hope that someone else has a lay eggs card. Let's see here. How close am I to nectar here? Okay. I'm going to try and solidify my nectar here. I don't think I need to play the weeder here. I think I can just lay a bunch of eggs. Lay the 2, so at least I'm somewhat competitive here. I can try to snag 2nd place. Again, discard the berry. It's not needed. And looks like I don't have anything that meets that criteria. I'll give it to the Brahmini kite. Yeah, Aldwin's goal is not good here. So I'll leave it there, and then I will... Yeah, that's right. I've given up on the desert weeder at this point. 1 food for 5 cards. Pretty nice. The shell duck should give me another card to play. I'm going to look for a white card. White or a yellow, something that I can gain a bunch of points just for playing it. Imperial Eagle is the best. I can run this once. And let's see here. It doesn't really matter. I don't think anyone has the Ibis. Yeah, no one has the Ibis. Okay. Let's see here. I want to try and win nectar here. If I pay for 3 nectar for the Indian Buster, that's good. Let's see here. I can't get 3 nectar there. I need to draw cards first. Ruby Kiglet might score me. It would go neutral, more or less, so... At best, this is neutral for paying its cost because I'll lose 2 eggs just for playing it. So I'm going to ignore it. Of course, I get an essentially identical bird regardless. Okay. Wood duck. Great early game, not now. Same with rainbow lorikeet. Don't want to refresh the bird trait for other people. I want them to take a risk. The Brahmini Kite is best if you go all three for best expected value. It doesn't matter what you roll. And then draw 2. Hopefully we get something. Forest Outlet, one of the best forest cards in the game. It's too late to play it, though. And, now let's give the Attrade. I'm gonna give this to red. And I have no desire to play the Kinglet. Now, anyways, I have enough fodder for the Eastern Imperial Eagle. I have enough to gain 3 nectar. Hopefully, green does not steal this from me. Of course. However, I can discard a wheat. I have resources for this. Little unlucky. I can at least hide for red. Already gained something. Guess I'll gain a worm. Catch it, I don't need the extra food. Now I draw all the nectar. Okay, the next 2 turns are just going to be playing the eagle, playing the bustard. And then nothing really else is probably needed, so I'll probably spend the last few turns just want to do the Eastern Eagle first. Disguise that I actually have good cards. Or the bustard. There we go. A 9-point gain right there. Let's see. Anyway, the other reason why I want to delay is someone might accidentally give me nectar somehow. Of course, there is no ability right now. Yeah. I don't think there was any white birds that would also give me that. Okay. But just to leave as many outs as possible. There we go. We'll lay 4 eggs. Doesn't really matter where we lay them. There we go. A bit more scattered. There we go. That's worth the most points. I'll just discard it to gain it, and then I will duck a card. Duck one behind my hand. I think in the original board, you would want to play this type of card first, just because you can't get 4 eggs, regardless. The reason why I did the order I did was because I'd gain 4 eggs no matter what I did. I'm not really giving up any resources. Anyways. We weren't getting first place anyways. So yeah, getting second is good enough for me. Okay, it doesn't matter what bird we take. And it shouldn't matter too much on what we tuck either. Like, I mean, there is the ibis that could potentially grab it from the discard pile, but that is not in this game from what I saw. Or does anyone have the Oriental Bay Owl to actually use it at an end of round step? Okay, now we get to see if our efforts were successful or not in winning this game. Okay, end of round goals, I think we're doing pretty well, and nectar as well, we're going to do pretty well as well. Eggs, I think we did okay with. No surprise from green getting that many points as they had a prairie engine. And yeah, I think we probably could have helped green out a bit more. Okay, not the card I thought they had. I honestly thought they had Ethologist. But I guess bird counter does make sense. They do have 3 birds that meet that criteria. Oh, they did have a cockatoo where I could gain that 3rd nectar. Neat. Let's see here. You had a lot of bird cards. 3-cost food. You even have a forest engine. Not really. I mean, you did have a way to get a 3rd food. multiple habitats that can be difficult. Going for four of these bonus cards is pretty hard, especially if you don't have support. It's easier in 5-player games because there's more chances that someone's helping out everyone. But yeah. Rudy Shelduck helping us see a lot of cards was useful. And then the common Iora helped us get a lot of eggs in the early game, just giving us the tempo to keep getting food. And yeah, being able to pull off Wetland Scientist is also pretty nice as well. Twice, in fact, as we had the Bustard. Anyways, I hope you all enjoyed the game, and I wish you have a nice day. Take care.